via,
Yep.
you know,
I'll keep trying. I'll listen. Go ahead.
it being 5:30, we'll
Recording in progress.
Okay.
the Town of Bourne Board of Health virtual public meeting on February 12th, 2025. And the Zoom chat will not be monitored. Participants who wish to speak must raise the hand icon until the chair asks them to unmute. Note that this meeting is, well, not being televised today because we're not meeting in person, but it could be recorded by Bourne Community TV for replay, at least the audio. And if anyone in the audience is also recording or videotaping, they need to acknowledge such at this time. All items within the meeting agenda are subject to deliberation and votes by the Board of Health. If anyone from the public wishes to access the meeting remotely, they can do so by clicking the Zoom link or by calling the following conference line in their phone and using the Zoom meeting ID and the password below. Dial-in is 1-309-205-3325. The Zoom meeting ID 315-403-5336. And the password is 02532. So calling the meeting to order, and first item on the agenda is attendance. Barbara Princiotti.
Here.
Margaret Reale.
Here.
Bob Collette here. Dusty Meyer is absent, as is Miguel Prieto.
Miguel is online.
Oh, Miguel is online. Okay. I'm sorry, Miguel. I was under the impression that you were not participating tonight. I apologize. Okay. So Miguel is here. So number 2, 4 Evergreen Circle, Bracken Engineering on behalf of owner Nancy Simili, requesting relief from the Bourne Board of Health regulations for the installation of an IEA system. Variances requested include a 5-foot setback from the soil absorption field to the property line abutting 20 Sun Circle and 380 Shore Road, a 5-foot setback from the septic tank to the property line abutting 6 Evergreen Hill Road, a 5-foot setback from the pump chamber to the property line abutting 6 Evergreen Hill Road.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rob DeWar here with Bracken Engineering. On behalf of the owner, Nancy Simile, here at 4 Evergreen Hill Road. If it's all right, I'd like to share my screen.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we have a small property here at Evergreen Hill Road. We're just north of the Monument Beach area here, right off Shore Road. There's a little turn for this small road here. The lot you can see here is pretty small. It's this kind of awkward, not quite corner lot, but almost interior corner lot here. And it currently has a 3-bedroom house on it. And I'm just going to swap over to my plan real quick. So here we have the same property. You can see this interior corner in an existing 3-bedroom dwelling that is currently serviced by an old cesspool. Unfortunately, that cesspool was located in the field, and there are no other Board of Health records on file for it. So to the best of our knowledge, it's just a single cesspool out there servicing this house. A little history behind this project. We were initially contracted to provide plans and design for a septic upgrade right around 2020, towards the end of 2020. We had completed a plan and submitted an application which had been approved. I'm not exactly sure how, but it had been approved in-house for largely the same variance requests to the property lines. Unfortunately, the owner hadn't acted on it within the 2 years of the permit, which then expired. In a somewhat stroke of luck, it's actually probably better that she had not acted on it, because since then, this property has been included within the Phineas Harbor nitrogen sensitive area as designated by DEP. So as she approached us again to revisit the project and wants to move forward, with the installation of the septic upgrade, we did alert her that she now is required to put in a innovative alternative septic tank. So just a quick rundown of the proposed work here. We are proposing to remove the cesspool, repipe over to a proposed singular denitrifying septic tank here to a 1,000-gallon pump chamber, and then coming up to that will be pumped into a Perk-Right drip dispersal style leaching system out here. So basically, because of the size of the lot and the soils on site are actually not very good. We measured, I think our perk rate was about a little over 11 minutes an inch, which bumped us up into about a 15-minute an inch category. So the field ends up being a little bit larger, which, aggravating an already tiny amount of space to work with here. Our total lot size is less than 5,500 square feet. So we're trying to cram a lot into a small space. Luckily, we had soils that were good enough up top to get this drip style system in and keep it shallow. But as a result, we do have to come forward to the board here and request the following variances or local upgrade approvals from Title V for this repair. Again, just to reiterate, we have a 5-foot setback from 380 Shore Road from the septic leaching field. We have a 5-foot setback to 20 Sun Circle from the same property line here from the leaching system. And then we also have a 5-foot setback to number 6 Evergreen Hill Road here to the west of us from both the pump chamber and the singular unit. So overall, we think this is a massive improvement to what's on the site. The nitrogen loading alone drastically improves. Existing nitrogen loading is about a little over 20 parts per million. Proposed nitrogen loading comes down to just under 12 parts per million. We're looking at about a 40.5% reduction in nitrogen loading on the parcel. So on a lot this small, that's a big number. So with that said, I think that covers pretty much everything on our end. I'd like to open it up to the board for any questions or comments.
Any questions for this gentleman?
I have a couple questions. I don't know, Katie, can you take down the picture?
Sure, I can stop
Yeah.
sharing here.
Yeah, it's a tiny, tiny lot, so there's not a lot you can do. But on the picture that you showed us, it looked like the neighbor's paved driveway is on your lot. Is that correct?
That is actually in the front yard, you're saying?
Yeah, like it looks like it's
Yeah.
on a lot.
Yeah, kind of just like a little corner of it goes on. That's actually her driveway. The way
Sorry.
that the road layout works, much of her driveway is basically in the street layout.
Oh, that was the
with
street.
it.
Sorry, can I just?
Yeah, that's the layout for Evergreen Hill Road. It's kind of an awkward layout for the
Oh, all
street.
right. I just wasn't sure. So is there anything else you can do with the landscaping or the impervious surfaces or anything to reduce it? Like even a little bit more and, maybe, I don't know, it says landscaped area. Like, is there
Yeah,
anything?
I mean, if you don't mind, I'll bring up the plan real quick just so I can kind of show you guys in terms of the landscaping here. So as part of the project, again, because space is so tight,
Yeah.
really the only access to the backyard is coming in through this area. So potentially, portions or all of this deck is going to be removed and replaced in kind. And then this landscaped area here would be disturbed. Anything that, is disturbed there is going to be, replaced in kind.
Okay.
We're not going to be increasing any amount of grass here.
All
Again,
right.
there's a bit more landscaping that comes around. Basically, this is the kind of the edge of a landscaped bed down here.
Okay.
And then there's a bit of a slope up from this edge of the property up to the abutting properties, and there's sort of a gravelly kind of riprap sort of stabilized bank right there. So
not
I
much.
mean, we can urge the client, to try to eliminate what a little bit more grass. Maybe she can do some more plantings down in this side. But yeah, unfortunately, the lot is so small, there is not a lot of space
For them to even do
to
anything if you
give
keep
up.
planting, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be nice to see, especially since they're nitrogen sensitive area, but anyway, it's a small lot, so there's not much options. Okay. And then there's no changes to the house, right?
no changes to the house. Like I said, there's no Board of Health records, but it has been assessed as a 3-bedroom. Um, as far back as we could see. And it's just remaining a 3-bedroom here. This is strictly an upgrade to a non-conforming system.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Any other questions, comments from the board? Katie, any comment on this?
No additional comments. Yeah, Rob covered all my big points I was going to make. So,
Okay.
Looking forward to get the cesspool replaced with something a little bit more environmentally friendly over there. Absolutely. Yeah, and best we can do on such a small lot. So,
Okay, that was what I was going to ask you. Okay. All right. Entertain a motion on this one, or?
Can I speak up?
Oh, sir, go right ahead.
Hi, my name is Lee Bacall, and I live in number 6 Evergreen Hill Road. And then my question was, I have to get similar work done on my house, on my property. Will there be enough room left over after Nancy has hers done for me to be able to get my septic system fixed?
Rob?
Sure, I can answer that. Yeah, there should be no problem there. Typically, in terms of, I mean, setbacks to a property line, the minimum is 10 feet. We're here tonight to ask for a 5-foot reduction to the rear lot lines. But the other minimum really is they want 10 feet between leaching areas. We've got, well over 10 feet from our leaching area to number 6 Evergreen Hill here. So, without surveying his lot and knowing where his existing system is, I can't tell you how close, but we've got plenty of space here that we're not impeding his ability to upgrade his own septic.
That was my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. And that, you're satisfied with the information that you have, sir?
I am.
Okay, thank you very
Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from the board?
No, I'm happy to make a motion.
Okay. Go right ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve for Evergreen Circle on behalf of the owner, Nancy Simili, requesting relief from Bourne Board of Health regulations for the installation of an IA system. Variances requested include a 5-foot setback from the soil absorption field to the property line abutting 20 Sun Circle and 380 Shore Road, a 5-foot setback from the septic tank to the property line abutting 6 Evergreen Hill Road, a 5-foot setback from the pump chamber to the property line abutting 6 Evergreen Hill Road. And then provided, you have the, I think they have to have still the maintenance agreements in place and the deed restrictions. Am I missing anything, Caitlin?
that's everything. Yeah.
Okay.
I second that.
Okay. All right, Margaret?
Yes.
Yes. Bob, yes. Barbara, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Unanimous. You're all set. Rob,
Thank you very much.
thanks. Thank you very much for the presentation. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Okay. Okay. Third item on the agenda is public comment on non-agenda items. Do we have anybody on the Zoom wishing to comment on any non-agenda items this evening? See anything, guys? No. Okay. Number 4, Health Director's Report.
Nothing new for you guys. I did want to just give you guys a quick, where did it go? Update on what wording we're putting out to the public regarding avian flu. So I'll just kind of give you guys that. Right now we're there's no human cases in Massachusetts, no transmission to humans at this point in the state of Massachusetts. So it's not a huge concern for people right now, but we are urging some precautions for residents to avoid contact, to not touch any sick or deceased birds. If contact occurs, to monitor the symptoms for 10 days and consult your healthcare provider. And if you do see sightings of sick or deceased birds, our natural resource officers are asking that you call them to report it, and they will remove the animal. They can be reached at 508-759-0600, extension 1504. You can report incidents of 5 or more deceased birds to the mass.gov form. And all of this is on our website, as well as Barnstable County's website regarding avian flu. And there are some resources for anyone with backyard poultry, people who do turkey hunting, that type of stuff as well. So lots of information to keep yourself safe and your pets.
Thanks. Have we received any reports, Katie, to your knowledge?
We've got a few calls about concerns. We haven't gotten any positive testing. Some of them are not being recommended for testing, but are assumed positive.
Okay. All right. Anybody else with questions for Caitlin? All right, moving on. Agenda item number 5. Any comments from the board regarding future agenda items?
Right here, Miguel.
Miguel, go for it.
Okay, so I have a few comments. Number one, I thought maybe Michelle was going to talk about this, but we're having a major outbreak of influenza. Now, the influenza virus thrives in dry air. I mean, it's not that it migrates south during the summer. You know what I mean? It's just the humidity suppresses it. So please keep humidifiers running in your house. It will help you suppress that.
Oh, that's good information. Yeah. Okay.
That's very interesting. And, we can certainly let the population know. I do tell my patients that. With regards to the bird flu, we have to remember it's not just that birds, but our pets. They go and they smell and sometimes eat that birds, and they can get
Right.
contaminated, and then they can give it to us. So remember that. And then I don't know if this is the right place or venue to discuss the progress on the 5K. It is?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Michelle and Ms. Burgers have been extremely helpful. I completed that application. I talked to the superintendent of schools, Roger Forget, about having the culinary students prepare healthy snacks. That might be an issue if we have to pull permits. I'm not really sure. But, it's part of it will be for the students, not just preparing, snacks that are not healthy. And getting the nursing students checking blood work, blood pressures and so on. We can have the BNA services that I heard that they might be available, and we can have them discuss different things. My plan was to have different stations, like one station for exercising, one station for social interaction, and we can have the Council of Agents. I have to approach them yet to see if they can basically say what we have available in the Council of Agents for people to participate in group activities and so on. The other thing has to do with stress management, and I can have the BNA because I know the head of the BNA, and they do have programs that help with that. And I believe that, I don't know, Michelle, tell me if we needed to have a meeting. You said I'm currently away from Massachusetts, visiting my mom who's not doing too well, but I'll be happy to meet and answer any questions. There were questions regarding the police department and so on. I had no idea what to put in the application for that.
Absolutely. When you're able to, you'll definitely want to, and I can help set that up, a meeting with Maria Simone from the select board's office, the administrator's office. And she can kind of work through what's required for that permitting process, police presence, that type of thing. She's really the guru on these type of events, the use of town property and stuff like that. So she is a wealth of knowledge, and we'll definitely tap into that.
Okay. And I forgot to mention that we tried to book it for June, but that's not available from the U.S. Corps of Engineers. So they do have available May 10. So nobody will be sweating. They'll be able to run fast or walk. But
Probably a good time of year to have such an event, a little bit, maybe in the 50s,
yeah, so it'll be nice.
Degrees or so. Yeah.
And I believe the rain date, Michelle, could you remind me? Is it the 24th?
Yes.
Rain date. Well, that's it.
Okay. Wonder, thank you, Miguel. I wonder if it's possible, Caitlin, to get a little blurb into the paper about the information that Miguel just shared about the flu virus. We know it's going crazy. I know my daughter and my son-in-law and my grandson are all right now in the throes of that. And it's going around for sure. But that bit of information about how humidifiers, maybe if you leave those on, that would suppress it a little bit. And maybe the bird flu stuff, I know there's a lot of information out there. And what was the other bit of info that you just before
The pets.
the pets, about the pets, right? Maybe just a little, just a little thing, if it's possible to get it. It's probably too late
For this week, yeah.
but next week.
We're
But
working
Miguel-
on a press release for the bird flu, so I can do one about the influenza uptick as well.
Yeah, doesn't have to be anything long. Just
Yeah.
a little
And
notice.
then usually I can kind of reach out to the enterprise after that and see if they're willing to pick up that press release.
Sure, that'd be great. Thank you.
Excuse me, Bob, could I ask Miguel a quick question? So Miguel, do you recommend that people run the humidifiers even when they're not sleeping? Like run them?
No, it's mainly at night. But if
Oh.
the environment that you're in is dry, it will be more conducive for transmission.
Oh, okay.
That's all. So I mean, if you're not in the house and you have the humidifier running, it will not going to help you. Sometimes I mention this to patients, not so much for their homes, but their workplaces. Like if they work in the desk and they put the humidifier, it should tend to.
Yeah.
But it's not foolproof because the air is dry.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Moving on to item number 6, approving the minutes from previous meetings dated October 9th, October 3rd, and December 11th of 2024. Do we actually have those minutes? I haven't had an opportunity. I wasn't able to pick up my packet this yesterday or today. I apologize. But do we have those minutes handy?
Yeah.
They're completed? Okay.
Yes.
Has everybody reviewed them and prepared to approve them?
I've read them. They look okay to me.
Okay.
I've also read them, but Bob, I mean, I'm happy if you want to take the time to review them. If we defer till next week, it's up to you.
I think it's probably wise. Yeah, we should probably do that if we can table that till next meeting. Is that
I
something?
think,
We just got a draft of the November 20th ones too, so it could just be that we close out all the 2024 minutes at the same time. So
Okay. All right. All right. Why don't we go ahead and do that? I'll entertain a motion for that if anybody's willing to.
I'll just make a motion to hold off on approving the minutes until we get the November 24 meetings. And then we can approve all the 24 at the same time.
I second it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miguel, yes. Okay. Bob, yes. Okay. So we'll do that. And then we'll have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay,
I fact.
okay. Margaret, second. Miguel? Yes,
Uh,
yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Quick and easy. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I know it's been quiet lately, but I'm just waiting for